What's up YouTube? For today's video, we're with full Zacian And Zamazenta Forms team. Now this is a team pick that I actually wanted to do myself personally, so I decided to do it. Sometimes you people in the comment section always say, you should pick a team yourself, so today I'm doing that. Now we've got two forms here for each Pokemon, one with the Rusted Shield and one without it, and one with the Rusted Shield and without it. So that's what I wanted to try. I've got some pretty fun sets today's video, and I got some good battles, and I really hope you people enjoy. If you're hyped for the teams up being back, make sure you leave a comment on there and a like on the video, because that tells me you want to see more of this video. Alright, we have a battle against James. This one was on the Y-Link com. I forgot what it's called. And let's get into it. So we got a Poltergeist lead. Now we've got the layout I've got keeping the same. We've got the Pokemon coming across the top. That really worked nicely, and I've also cut the, the little, just bits where I actually go into my actual team. It gives me a little while to explain stuff too, and I really hope you like that style. It's the best I've come up with so far. So this set was a bit of a meme set. We've got Tail, Slap, Howl, Bite. So it's a little bit of fun here, and we've got the Poltergeist living the bite. Man, imagine in real life, right? You see a teapot on the table, you fill it up to the brim, some English breakfast, Earl Grey, whatever your fancy is, and then you bite it. That would actually shatter all your teeth. Speaking of shattering, we got a shell smash teapot here. Now I'm about to get swept by a purple teapot with a little purple slug in it. So I'm about, actually, it's the actual slug is like the T. That's like the, is it a slug? I'm not sure if it's a slug. It's like the actual T, right? Anyway, it's a little ghosty T. I'm gonna go for another bite here, and we've got the stored power. I actually did a Sinistee sweep with the same set, and my Zamazenta is going to get wrecked in one shot. So not a very good start there. We've already lost like one of our team. So we're down to 3 Pokemon already, and we haven't even taken out a single purple teapot. Now we're going to go into Zamazenta. I'll actually explain my sets as the battle goes on too, because there's quite a lot of opportunity for me to do that. So we've got a special set here. We've got Focus Energy, Moonblast, a Flash Cannon, and a Focus Mist. Now none of these moves are obviously going to be able to one-shot it, but it's only got a little bit of health left, so I just got to basically live the stored power and take it out. Stored power does a lot of damage there, almost take out probably the bulkiest Pokemon on my team, and we're going to take that teapot out with a Flash Cannon. We're going to flash that teapot, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's a good Pokemon to bury like right off the bat, but man, at the cost of almost 2 Pokemon. Now this is where the battle got to be fairly interesting. This Zamazenta set, this special one, this was max speed and max special attack. Now a lot of people didn't expect the special set. I don't blame them, because it's pretty much only something that a few people would do. I've got in this one Flash Cannon, Focus Blast, right? That were the best moves I could do against Darmanitan. I was starting to think, should I go for Focus Blast? Should I swap here? What should I do? Or should I just risk going for Flash Cannon and hope it takes it out? Like, its special attack isn't very good. It's only like 80 base power, so it's nothing to write home about. And Darmanitan is going to go down, so that was really good. So they probably didn't expect that, to one shot at, they probably thought I was a noob, right, running some of these moves. So now they're probably thinking, that maybe this guy's not a noob. Maybe he's running like this crazy set, so I should be totally scared of. So we got 4 more Pokemon left there. They're taking the time. I thought maybe they're going to DC here, like. I've literally taken them out with the special Zamazenta. Like, maybe they're going to DC. So the other thing I had in this was I think I had Scope Lens on it. I can't remember if I had Scope Lens in this or just another. No, I had my Rusted Shield. Forget what I said then. I had the Focus Energy to give me a 2 out of 3 chance of critting. All right, so we got the Phalanx coming out, and we're going to send that to the moon pretty much. So those soldiers got sent to the moon, which is good. They underestimated the special Zamazenta. So things are actually going really nicely. We've taken out half the team already, and I've only really lost 1 Pokemon. And Zamazenta's taken a big hit, but it's still around, so things are looking really, really good. All right, so now we've got Dragonfish coming out. Now I'm not sure that I'm definitely not sure about this Pokemon, like how I'm going to take it out. I've got Moonblast right, but I know that it's not going to take it out, coming from my special attack. Anyway, the best thing I do here is outspeed it, because Fishiest Friend obviously will take me out first shot, and I get some over half damage on that, which is really nice. And now we got the Fishiest Friend there, and guess what? Due to that defense rise, I actually lived the Fishiest Friend. That was crazy. Now, Fishiest Friend obviously gets a double base power if it goes first, but in that case, it didn't go first. This Pokemon was actually very bulky, and I was actually able to live it. So I was thinking, man, what are they going to do here? So then they withdrew the Dragonfish, and now they're going to send in their Corsola. And this part of the battle is where it got really long, exactly like somewhere else. So we got another Moonblast here. Now I was thinking, how am I going to get around Corsola? Especially with a special a special Zamazenta, I thought, should I go for a Focus Energy? It's probably just going to go for a Nightshade and take me out, right? Normally it runs Nightshade. I've even seen it run Hex with Will-O-Wisp. So we got some pretty good damage there, and we got a Hex coming from the Corsola, and that's going to take out my Zamazenta. But a very, very good effort there. Now we've got, actually, both the Zamazentas down. All we've got left is the 2 Zacian. So this Zacian is a Choice Specs one. Now, oh, you're probably wondering what the difference is in stat-wise in these Pokemon. Let me fill you in on this one. So, pretty much everything about the Pokemon with, you know, when it's got the Rusted Shield or the Rusted Sword, it's better, right? The only better thing is its speed, slightly better speed. That's it. There's really no point to run them without their, you know, special item, unless you want to run like a specific kind of item on them, like a Choice Specs. If you want to be like me. Anyway, so go for the Choice Specs Snarl there. Unfortunately, Corsola is not going to get hit by that because it misses. I don't think it would have taken it out anyway, and it's going to get a Strength Sap. So this is a big problem. It can heal itself up with Strength Sap. Also, it can drop the, you know, attack of my physical attacking Pokemon. Now, my last Zacian is the really overpowered set, so I didn't want to bring this in. So, like, firstly, if it had Will-O-Wisp, even Strength Sap would actually really shut it down. So I had to kind of do something. I had to put it in a health range where I was confident like I could, you know, swap in my Zacian and then take it out. And maybe, like, I might need this special Zacian still, right? If I come across something that's, you know, very bulky on the physical side or has an ability that, you know, could actually shut down my Zacian. Anyway, so go for a Snarl again. I thought there's no point, like, swapping out. I just want to get this Corsola on a low amount of health. If it keeps going for Strength Sap, it's eventually going to get less healing over time because, you know, after about 2 or 3, it's going to obviously not be as effective, right? Because my attack is not going to be very high. So Corsola gets all its health back once again, and that's probably about it for it getting loads and loads of health back. Now it's probably going to only get like about, you know, half or so. But this Pokemon is the bane of everyone's existence. If you play competitive, if you haven't played it, this Pokemon is very bulky because it's got like Everlight, right? And I don't know why they thought it was a good idea giving Corsola, like making it, you know, a pre-evolution to Corsola, and then you could just stick a Everlight on. Man, it's so bulky, like it's very, very hard to get around. Now, anyway, we've got the Burn and the Nightshade as well, so that's going to be racking up in damage. Zacian doesn't have a lot of time left on the field. It can probably take, like, you know, 2 more attacks, and then it's gone. So I really have to put this thing on a good amount of health. Maybe, even if it was about, you know, half health, even 3/4 health, that could possibly be enough for my Zacian, you know, to take it out. Depending on what EV spread they're running, if they're running like max health and max special defense, definitely. Max health, max defense could be another thing, right? Anyway, we got another Strength Sap there. Corsola is stalling me out, and as you can see there, the health it got back then wasn't nearly as, you know, enough as before. So I've got them. I've kind of got them where I need them, but I don't have them where I need them. I need a little bit more damage, right? So they've still got one more Pokemon in the back, which is worrying me a little bit, depending on what their set is. So for my other Zacian. So anyway, go for Snarl, hoping I don't miss. Snarl does some pretty good damage. That was actually, I think that was actually max damage. So the good thing about this is with the special attack drops, Hex is not going to do much at all. So even if they go for a Hex and I'm burnt, it's going to do nothing. They're way better off just going for a fixed damage move. Okay, so I've got 54 health left. I'm thinking, okay, they're definitely right. They're definitely going to have to go for a Strength Sap here. Let's go for Snarl again. And at this stage, right, they either have to swap out or they just have to, you know, take the hit from my next incoming Pokemon, which is going to be my Zacian. All right, so another Strength Sap from the Corsola. It's so hard to call this thing like Corsola. Like, I mess those names up so much. Do you guys get that one mixed up? I sure do. Anyway, so I'm on 44 health here. I'm thinking, okay, they know they're not going to get a lot of health backs from Strength Sap. I think they're going to go for the Nightshade, right? So I went into my Zacian. I'm like, they go for Nightshade, then I can just take him out. This would be perfect, right? So we got the Interpreter Sword there, getting that +1 in attack, and they went for a Strength Sap. Oh, no. So unfortunately for me, right, that Corsola is going to get all of its health back again. So like, oh, man, that really, really sucks. So now they can go for a Will-O-Wisp and start all this BS like over and over again. So I've got to swap out. They're going to go for a Will-O-Wisp, like I'll bet my Pokemon life on it. So back into Zacian here, I thought, okay, the best thing I do here is go for the Snarl. They'll take me out the Nightshade, then I'll swap in the Zacian and try and take him out. That's going to be my only hope here. So they went for the predictable, I mean, Corsola is predictable, right? But it's just very, very bulky and annoying to get around. I'm not saying it doesn't have its counters and stuff like that. but it can be quite annoying if you haven't, if you haven't got anything to like get around it. So going for my final snarl here, snarling at this mean Corsola, and Corsola takes some pretty good damage, and now it's going to go for a Nightshade, and that is my Zacian down. So I've got one more Pokemon left, and this Zacian has to basically carry me into the rest of this battle. So once again, this set is very, very good. Like, I'm not saying this is a bad set. The ones before, though, were definite memes. I had to have really one good set since I was only running like 4 Pokemon, and pretty much, the other 3 were sort of like memes. So getting that +1 in attack now, I've got to go for my best move here, Behemoth Blade. I've got Sword Dancers up, but I do not want to risk like a Will-O-Wisp miss or anything like that, or a Strength Sap. That would be really bad. I know they're going for Will-O-Wisp like 100%. So we're going to go for the Behemoth Blade. This Blade move looks absolutely cool, like really, really cool. And Corsola is going to go down. Thank goodness, that took so long. All right, so we got the Dracovish, which we've seen before, and we got one other Pokemon. Now, the other Pokemon I was worried about had an ability to get around it. I wonder if you can guess. Anyway, so we got Dracovish coming out here. It's only on a low amount of health, like below half. I can definitely easily take it out. Now, Behemoth Blade's not very effective. I've got to go for a risky Play Rough. If Sacred Sword doesn't take it, I've got to go for the Play Rough. I just want to make sure, right? Play Rough does not miss, and Dracovish is going to go down, which is really, really good there. I'd say out of all the fossils, that's probably I'd say that's the most overpowered one out of all the fossils. So, as I mentioned before, there was a Pokemon that I was a little bit worried about, and that, my friends, is Escu. So, Escu's got the Ice Face ability, so it's going to be able to withstand one hit from me, and they're definitely going to have to Dynamax this. They have not Dynamax in this battle at all. Oh, that's another thing. I can't Dynamax with this team too, so that's another disadvantage for this team. So go for Behemoth Blade. Obviously, we're just going to, pretty much what we're going to do, right? We're going to go to the freezer, we're going to get a block of ice, and we're going to slide. Have you guys ever tried to cut a block of ice in half with if you ever tried that before, it's very difficult. You almost have to saw it, and then the ice block just like breaks everywhere. But there's not a little Pingu face underneath it. All right, so we got a Blizzard. They try to freeze hacks me. It's a special set, and they didn't get the freeze hack. So now I can go for Behemoth Blade, and this should be enough to take them out, unless they got some other meme on this set, like a Focus Sash or something like that. All right, so going for Behemoth Blade, and now they're going to go for a Dynamax. They could have gone for a Dynamax earlier on, but I don't think it really mattered too much, unless they're trying to get their ice face back. That could be like the my phone. 1 second. Hey, Mom, how's it going? It's popping. Hello? Yeah. I'll be there. I'll probably be there soon. Okay, I'm just playing Pokemon. Okay, say bye. Okay, we're back to the battle. I'm sorry about that, people. All right, so I Behemoth Blade the Penguin, and it is going to go down. So that's a GG there. Zacian coming in clutch there at the end. I really had to have that one. And the unfortunate part is, people, as soon as I won the battle, right, guess what happened, right? I was like, okay, this is a good one. And they DC'd right at the end. Like, that, there was no reason to DC there. Like, that was a good game. Like, it was some fun moments. Like, I wish they didn't DC there, but I'm going to show it because they were salty as. Like, that's just bad sportsmanship. What do you guys reckon? They could have easily ended that one. All right, anyway, let's get on to the second one. This one was against Chuma. This was on the YCOM as well. This is also a good battle. Good battle. So I keep getting this background as well, this battle background. You know what? Out of all the backgrounds, I probably like this one because it's like the most plain sort of one. I don't mind the stadium as well. All right, so we got an Aguisash lead. The teams I versed too were pretty good teams. They're definitely like competitive teams. No joke. So Aguisash is quite a hard Pokemon to get around here because I've got Bite, but if I go for Bite, they go for King Shield, right? So I was thinking, let's go for Howl first turn. Let's Howl to the moon, get that +1 in attack, and see what Aguisash is going to do. So instead of going for a King Shield, well, they didn't. They changed their stance, and now they're going to attack me. So it's like, is it going to be physical? Is it going to be special? What's it going to be? And it's going to turn out to be a special Aguisash there. So Shadow Ball hits me really hard. It's about a 3-hit KO. The legendaries are fairly bulky in their stats, so I'm able to take that one a little bit better. There also could be a mixed one too. I was actually thinking that was sort of like my two thoughts at the moment. Then I was like, okay, they're definitely going to go for a King Shield here. If I go for another Howl, that'll give me +2 in attack, right? And then obviously I won't drop. Now King Shield's at a nerf too, but I didn't want that. It's happened. So Aguisash is going to go for that obvious King Shield there. And I'm going to go for another Howl. So that's good. I've got +2 in attack now. I thought this was my more fun physical sweeping set. Now, this had a King's Rock on it too, if you guys didn't notice, so we're going for the King's Rock Tail Slap. Tail Slap is a no-go here. It's a ghost type, so I've got to go for the bite, and I've got to hope for the flinch, right? So going for the bite there. Bite does a lot of damage. Almost take out Aegislash. That was crazy. And now Aegislash is going to go into its little stance change there. I was like, okay, what move is going to use Shadow Ball again? And then it goes for close combat. So close combat is going to be a little bit more powerful than the Sacred Sword. And they actually dropped their defenses. Not that it matters. It's not very, it's not a very bulky Pokemon anyway. And they've got the White Herd there. So nice touch with the special Aegislash with Shadow Ball and close combat. Now I was thinking, even if they go for a King Shield here, I'm just going to go for a Bite. It's going to be able to take them out. They went for a Shadow Sneak. So it had Shadow Sneak, King Shield, close combat. And the other move. So that's Aegislash down, which is good. That's a good Pokemon to get out the way. It's actually a quite good counter for my team if I took out my first Pokemon. So it's good getting rid of that. Now, we've got 5 more Pokemon to contend with. I've only got a little bit of health left, so any, priority moves are probably going to take me out. So I've got +2 in attack, though. That's a really good thing. I should be able to dent, what other Pokemon comes out, if it doesn't outspeed me. All right, the next Pokemon we've got coming out is the Togekiss. This is really good because I've got Iron Head on this set. So I've got, I've only actually showed off Bite and Howl. So they're like, maybe this guy he's running Bite on Zamazenta. He's a nub. He's not going to have Iron Head. Man, it could run Iron Tail too. Look at that big red tail. So Togekiss is going to go down. I need a sip of water real quick. Okay, so we got that one flying. We got 2 Pokemon down. So essentially, at the moment, the score is 4-all because I've only got 4 Pokemon. So I've evened up the battle. So now we got the Center Scorch coming in. It's called Shiny. Now this Center Scorch gift, I've got the shining one, but the guy gets I'm just gonna say G Max. The G Spot one. The G Spot one, guys. I actually had the gift for it, but I didn't have it at the time of editing, so I've got it now. So in the next battle, I'll have all the G Max gifts and stuff like that, so they'll change. Okay, so I definitely never saw that one coming. We got the big centipede there. Man, imagine seeing a big centipede like that in real life. Those legs, man, that'd be tickling you like crazy. So, all I can do here is go for the tail slap. I was like, let's see if we can get that flinch going. And the first time my tail touched that centipede's little, what do you call its body? It's like a little shell. Its body. It actually gets the flame body, and that actually burns me. But even though I got burned right, I hit this thing 5 times, and it nearly did half its health of like a meme attack. So I was pretty happy about that one. So now we got a G-Spot Centipede, and that's going to take out my Zamazenta. Now, the problem here, guys, about the big Centipede, right, it's got this very powerful Fire-type move, and, Dynamax is broken in the singles. It's absolutely broken. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to place the bait out on a fishing line, just slowly put it in front of the fish, right? And what we're going to do here is we're going to do a double swap, because as you can see, my special Zamazenta is not going to do anything at all. So there's the sort of the team there. You guys can have a little preview of what's, what I was sort of running through my mind at the moment. So that one's going to swap out. I'm going to go back into Zacian because I know that I'll be able to live that, and it won't be super effective, and I'll be able to, stall out all 3 turns of the G-Spot Centipede. Well, G-Spot Centipede better be, the top comment. Anyway, so I'm going to hit by its big Centipede fire move, and it actually looks really, really cool. It sort of acts like Charizard's move as well. It's it adds the effect of fire spin on the field, right? All right, so now I can go for an Air Slash. I know that Air Slash isn't going to take it out. This is my Choice Specs one, by the way, if I didn't mention. But I might be able to get some kind of damage right and, take it out afterwards. So Air Slash does okay. That's not such a bad effort. And now we got the G-Max Centipede, and Zacian is going to go down. So I'm in a lot of trouble at the moment. I've lost half my team. They've still got 4 Pokemon left, and I'm in a really big spot of trouble here. So now we got the Zamazenta. Now, Zamazenta, right, I don't want to bring in my other Zacian yet because I don't want to burn that up really quickly because I know that I might not be able to take it out. This actually countered my team fairly well in its typing. So I've got Focus Energy. Here's the time to shine, people. None of them are going to be very effective, right? I don't even think, at this point in time, I don't even think it's going to be a 2-hit KO. It's going to probably be a 3-hit KO. So I'm like, let's go for the Focus Energy, see if we can get that crit rolling, and then go for a Flash Cannon and see if we can take this thing out. Now, the problem is this thing's got a cool move called Fire Lash. It's It's like Heatmore's exclusive move. What it does is a physical fire type move, and every time it hits right, it drops your defense. So now I've lost my Dauntless Shield. Like, I've got my... It's like you've got your shield right, and you've sort of, like, dropped it. Like, the opponent's ready to, like, come in and clutch and hit you with some kind of crazy move. So go for Flash Cannon there, and Center Scorch is... it's not going to go down in one hit, ladies and gentlemen. Even though I get the crit, it's such a bad move. Anyway, so getting hit by the... by the Fire Lash there, and I just live on 9 health. That was super, super close. Like... ultra super close. So now we can go for another Flash Cannon and take out the Center Scorch with a disrespectful Flash Cannon there. Now we've got 3 more Pokemon to contend with, and I've only got like Zamazenta is pretty much, it's on its last legs here, and I've got my Zacian. That's all I've got left, right? Now this was quite funny. I need another drink, people. Okay, my tongue's almost alright too after I sort of like got cuts on it. Alright, so we got another Phalanx here. It's just like deja vu. It's like, okay, if this go, like, if I outspeed this, right, and send it to the moon, like, this is, like, literally, guys, this is, like, more people have been sent to the moon in this video than the entire, like, space travel of, like, the history of human beings. I was actually reading that the other day. Why do you think we haven't been to the moon for a while? Like, real talk, guys. Like, why haven't we been to the moon? I was thinking, like, it'd cost a lot. Like, you got to get your rocket up there and you got to fly your rocket to the moon. Like, it's kind of funny, like, we went there so long ago, but we haven't been back. I was just thinking, I was reading up on space stuff last night. It's quite interesting. Some, like, topics like relativity and all those sort of stuff. Anyway, let's get back to the battle. So we got another Dragovish, and we have Phalanx like the first battle. We're going to go for a Moonblast here. It does about the same damage as it did to the last one, maybe a little bit more, because we got a crit. And Dragovish is going to be able to take me out there with a Fishious Ren. Now, I've got one more Pokemon left, being my Zacian. Now, Zacian's going to automatically get a +1 in attack, sending it in, and it's going to definitely be able to outspeed this thing. And we've got one more Pokemon left. It's quite funny, the teams, especially the Phalanx and the Dragovish, they're very, very similar to the last opponent that I versed. Alright, so we got a quarter health there. Anything will pretty much take this out. I could go for a Sacred Sword. I just went for Play Rough. I was like, just in case it doesn't take it out for some weird reason that they're running some strange EVs. And Dragovish is going to go down. I quite like that shiny too. The purple and black looks really cool, especially on its. It's like, it's not its stomach. It's like its legs. It's like it, you know, its legs. I don't know what that big bulge is in the middle of its legs, but I mean, I know what it is, but I don't want to say it. All right, so Milotic is going to come out. This is the last Pokemon. This is really risky though, because this thing can carry, obviously, Milotic can carry Scald, it can carry Recover. If I get burned here, it'll be really bad. Should I just opt and go for the Play Rough right away and do like a solid 3/4 damage? Or should I risk it all and go for the Sword Dance and one-shot it? You know, people, it's time to risk it for the biscuit. And we're going to go for the Sword Dance, giving us +3 in attack. Now, even if Milotic does burn me here, my attack is still going to be reasonable. I could easily go for another Sword Dance after that. And Scald does, it's about a 5-hit KO, maybe a 4-hit KO with the burn. And I do not get burned, and that, people, is pretty much it. I can go for a Play Rough. I think even Sacred Sword will get very close to taking it out. This thing's got a lot of attack, right? It's a very strong Pokemon. Anyway, people, I hope you enjoyed both these battles. They were pretty fun, and thank you very much for the battle, Chuma, and thank you very much, man, for not disconnecting like the first person. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, for another Thief Team. Peace.
A few moments later, a few inches later, 2 hours later, 1 eternity later.